What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Baby Gundam review. I'm Baby Wipes.
And I'm the Desert Queen.
And today on the menu, we got the real grade Sazabi from the movie Char's Counterattack.
But I've got these gold fingers!
All right, everyone, welcome back. We are doing another video review. We got the Sazabi today.
We do. It looks good.
Yeah, it looks
good.
awesome. What a cool kit. Also from the movie Char's Counterattack. It's been kind of maybe a little theme we got going on here. I don't know.
Two in a row. The next one won't be.
The next one won't be. We promise.
Spoilers, but you know.
I feel bad for all the YouTube viewers out there that are like, I hate that movie. I don't want to.
I feel bad for the 10 YouTube viewers out there.
All 10 of you mean so much. No, we got the Sazabi real grade kit. It's our first real grade review that we've done. Just period, actually. We have not done one on Instagram or YouTube yet. So this is the first one. And it's a big real grade.
Yeah. No, it's almost full size, which is pretty wild. I think that's, I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like it comes up a lot.
Thick boy. A lot of plastic. As you can see from the box, I mean, this is a full size. I mean, almost master grade kind of size box here, but it's a real grade. Has elements of sort of the older real grades with the kind of pre-built inner frame, but very little of it. It's really only in the waist unit at all do you get that pre-built inner frame. The rest of it is snapping it out.
It looks great. I mean, obviously it's a real grade. It's going to have like higher detail.
Yeah.
But like the smaller form factor. But again, for this kit, it's such a large, like, you know, if it was real life, it's such a large mobile suit that you get like such a not formidable. It's just an impressively sized kit for, you know, a 1/44th scale.
Yeah, and I feel like so many of the 1/44th scale models, when they do the real grade, they have to get so small with the level of detail because you can tell they want to put a lot of detail in it, but it's such a small kind of space that they, you know, it gets a little clustered. But with the Sazabi, it's perfect because like you have a lot to work with size-wise, and then they can just go in there and add all that detail, and you see it right away when you put this thing together. I mean, there's just... You can't find a spot on the kit that's just not super detailed and just great looking. I mean, it just looks great from head to toe.
No, it looks beautiful. I love like the gray, the red. When was this released?
So this is a kit from August 2018, I believe. Okay. So a couple years back, and I think this was probably the big departure from the older real grades where Bandai was like, we're going to abandon sort of the pre-built inner frame things, except when it comes to certain, you know, kind of gimmicky parts of it. But for the most part, we're going to just try to mimic that master grade style inner frame. Yeah. Just say, you know, it's basically just going to look like a master grade, but a lot smaller. Keep the level of detail there, but not mess around with the pre-built inner frame so much. And I mean, this kit's incredible. Like, it's such a good decision on their part to do that.
It's really impressive. I like especially the pose that you did in front, like right here. You can really see, like in the thighs, like just how wide the stance can be, and it's really cool.
And you probably guessed it, but
oh my God, that leg is almost like vertical. That's wild. That's awesome.
No, it's awesome.
I love that.
Despite being how bulky it is, you don't lose anything in the articulation department, which is something we'll kind of touch on later as well. But it's really fun because you look at it and you think there's no way that thing is going to be able to do some of the crazier poses that the other kits are going to be able to do, and it does every single one of them, no problem. And even though that leg, you know, each leg is the size of some of entire other kits. You know,
for real,
losing nothing in the articulation department. So
how was like the build process? Like
incredible. They have undergated pretty much every single part of this that you see on the outside.
Oh, okay,
so
I love that.
Like, undergating is incredible. It's so fun to build kits that are undergated, and this one's undergated pretty much from start to finish. I think only the inner frame parts, and some inner frame parts are undergated, but you know. it's crazy. I mean, you won't find a nub mark on this thing.
I hate like when you're doing like inner frame stuff and you like if it has a huge gate and you like clip it off and you're like,
it's the worst feeling.
Am I gonna see this? Like, should I even bother? But like, if you're a purist, I'm sure you're like doing everything regardless.
Yeah.
But you know, for me, we're some what's the casuals? We're casuals,
Filthy
probably.
casuals. Yeah.
Casual enough to make a video, but yeah, I mean, undergating the frame, I think that's awesome. It's just kind of like maybe like a little like relief, kind of like you're like, oh, I don't have to worry about this because they're engineers.
And it's kind of fun too. When you see parts of the inner frame that are undergated, you think, oh, this is a part of the inner frame that's maybe going to kind of stick out in certain poses, like some parts of the feet and stuff, like in the ankle. And it's,
I mean, I can see
cool.
a lot
You
of
get
it.
stoked for it. You're like, oh my God, this is going to look so cool once put this thing together.
It's cool that they did it because for some kits you see none of it, but here I see so much of it. But and it looks awesome. Like the separation they did physically with the gray and the red, like seeing the inner frame looks so cool here, and I love it. Like the booster right there,
so much detail.
Like, oh my God!
In the back, so cool. Like the back panel skirt, amazing looking, just incredible level of detail.
I love it.
It's such a fun kit. It's awesome. I think it retails for about $45, $46. You know, on most websites, I think it actually officially retails for like 50 something, but you could probably find it for in the
100% looks worth it right here. I love it.
Absolutely. It's the size of most master grades. I mean, if you put this thing side by side with a master grade, you're going to see almost no difference in scale and height. You know, it's going to look, and that's just, you know, the design of the Gundams in that movie.
You got to get our hands on a 1/100th and just have like a monster.
Verka's next. Yeah. Not actually, but one day.
You know. It's nice to dream. You got to have dreams, right?
Yeah, you do.
We'll have the Verka one day.
But yeah, amazing out of the box, incredible build, pretty long build, which I love. I love long builds. You know, it keeps you occupied for a long time. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it. Not complicated though. I would say if you're buying this kit and you're looking for stuff that might kind of mess you up, just look out for the torso. There's some parts that you just need to make sure you have pushed down all the way before you start adding the armor on.
Right.
That kind of got me a little mixed up there for a moment, but really, outside that, I mean, it's a great beginner build, honestly. In the undergating, you can't go wrong with the nub marks. I mean,
cool.
They undergate everything, so you don't have to worry about cleaning up a whole lot because all the nub marks are going to be underneath all those panels, so you're not going to see any of them.
That's awesome.
So it's just great right out of the box.
That was like something I was going to ask because, you know, with something that looks so maybe meticulous, like as far as like the design, there's like a lot of almost very little room for your panel lighting options because they've done so much of that. Like, it seems almost like daunting if you haven't done something in depth, you know, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, and you look at this thing and there's almost no panel lines on it anywhere because all the panel lines are already done for you.
Right.
And there are little spaces.
In the shoulder here, like, that's definitely a spot I would see myself doing lines.
Yeah, they got it done for you.
Even in the legs right there, the booster part, like, I see some color correction, like stickers, but even then, like, it's so well done. It looks awesome. So you can get something right out of the box that you really enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. And I obviously put every single decal on this kit that it comes with. Down to the actual little Char symbol. That was the only one I didn't put on, but every single other decal I put on because I was just like, I love the decals. And I love the way they complement the curves and like the angles of like the shoulders, especially. Like, see the white trim on it. I think it just looks awesome.
Yeah, I feel like decals on most of the UC kits just kind of makes so much sense. Like, and again, here it looks awesome, whereas some things like the real grade Ava or some of those 00 kits, like I did Dynamez with all the decals, and I'm like, But with Curios, I've decided not to. But like all of the UC kits, I think look so great with them. The Chars Origin high grade Zaku looks amazing.
You
with
gotta
it.
put the decals on that one.
The RX looks great with all the decals.
That's true. Yeah, a lot of those UC kits just need the decals, and they look so good with them.
And I feel like maybe it's just because the show is so, I feel like much more grounded in reality than like G Gundam.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, if it were to be built, you would see those.
Shouts out G Gundam, of course.
G Gundam.
I'm gonna bring it up every time we do this.
I don't want to get worked up right now.
It could be like we could be doing
get emotional.
A Pokemon. I know that they make those, and I'm gonna shout out G Gundam. And that's just our goal here. So
we want to master grade Tequila Gundam. That's the only time I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
That's it. All right, we'll move on.
So as far as like, we kind of did the build process. Like, what about the accessories? Like, what else?
Oh man,
I see the beam shield sword thing.
Well, that's just gonna catch your eye straight away.
Green. I love that green. That's so cool.
It's amazing. I mean, it's the coolest beam effect like in Gunpla.
Yeah,
like I haven't seen.
I love
beam effects that look that cool, and it's just striking, and it's just that neon green, and it just catches your eye right away.
I'm on it.
Incredible. The accessories in this kit are insane. It's so stacked. Every hand you could imagine. Dynamic hands for posing, holding it comes with a couple beam sabers, which have these awesome neon green beam particle effects. Hands for both of those holding. You got this amazing, cool shotgun beam rifle with the functional that we were mentioned in our last review. Just incredible accessories. The backpack is awesome. All of these funnels are removable. You can pose them on a stand. The little backpack parts open up.
Oh yeah! Wow.
Just insane accessories. So you got this axe that in this shot, it's actually being held to the shield.
That's an axe?
So it's an axe, and that's removable, and you can hold the axe, and those long beam effects. There's a shorter beam effect that you can stick on each side of the axe. You can put the beam saber effect in the middle of those, so you can even add another piece of flavor to it. The beam sabers can go in the wrists, so he can hold them, and something else.
Right. I love like a good dual wield.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, if I do like D&D or like, anything where you really get the option, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going dual wield.
Dual wielding.
It's the coolest thing you
Two
could
attacks
do.
versus one? Yeah. 100%.
No problem.
Yeah.
Oh.
This thing is stacked to the gills with accessories. I think that's probably its main highlight, honestly, is just the pure amount of epic and wide variety of accessories. Just absolutely stacked.
I love it because it's, again, I'm going to go back on that green. It's beautiful. Like, I keep seeing that the shield is black and then red with like a little bit of yellow and then that green. Like, it's an awesome,
it just catches you, pulls you right
combination. In. Like, it's menacing. If that was coming at me, I'm done. I'm out.
I give up.
Calling in.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So accessories, absolutely incredible. 10 on the accessories for sure.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
That's awesome.
Because not only do you get just an insane array of accessories, they all feel so good. The color separation on the beam shotgun rifle, just the pure variety of stuff you can do with all the beam effects. You can put them everywhere. You can put them on the axe, which goes in the shield. You can put them in his hand. You can put them in his wrist. You can do everything.
So he's not. They're not right-handed. Can he be left-handed?
He is right-handed. Yeah, he does not get to hold the gun with the left hand.
The quest for the left hand continues.
Yeah. Well, Jegan changed everything.
Wow.
But yeah, that's the only downfall. But I will not dock it a point for that because of just how beautiful every other aspect of its accessories
That should start being
absolutely
like
perfect.
a rating tier. Like, are you left-handed, or could you be? Maybe you're an ambidextrous.
We'll give special shout outs to the ones that can hold the gun with the left hand.
The Jagan can. I completely forgot that.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, our quest continues. It already ended.
Yeah,
first time. Whoops. Yeah. All right. Hey, we're on top of it.
We're having fun. So yeah, 10 for accessories for
awesome.
Sure.
What about like build strength? Would you say like I haven't touched it?
Yeah, build strength is absolutely phenomenal. You can get so many cool poses. I haven't done too many poses on a stand yet. Comes with an action-based adapter that's really cool. It's kind of placed in a spot that is very inconspicuous and makes posing with it a real joy. Absolute insane build strength, though. I mean, this thing's a rock. It's really hard to tip over. It's heavy because there's so much plastic involved, but you don't get any drooping. You don't have to worry about limbs kind of sagging and stuff.
I'm glad you said that. I was just reading like the notes that we made, so we're a little bit more on top of it this time.
Yes.
And it says droopy ? And I was like, why would we do that? And you're like, okay, there's a lot of plastic. It's not drooping. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes so much sense.
No droopiness. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't know over time how this is going to hold up eventually. Once we get down and start taking pictures and moving the legs around and doing this for a long period of time, I don't know how it's going to hold up. But so far, it's just been absolutely rock solid.
That's awesome.
Again, the only part of the frame that's pre-built is that the waist unit that holds the side skirts. So the side skirts may start drooping kind of over time, as far as like trying to get them up and down and stuff.
Okay, yeah, I see,
but I haven't noticed any of that. Yeah, but I haven't noticed any of that so far. And
that's probably like fixable, right?
Well, I don't know how fixable the pre-built stuff is.
That's why you clipped it out. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how fixable. I mean, there probably are a million ways you could do it. I haven't tried to do something like that yet, so I don't know. But no drooping, rock solid. I mean, he could hold this pose for 100 years and never droop. He's good to go. No problem.
We also did polycap ?
No polycaps, no. I don't think any of the real grades are going to have any polycaps, especially not this one. I mean, this being sort of, again,
even in like the hands. No.
I mean, there's ball joints and stuff, but all just hard plastic. Cool. No need to worry about that. Soft polycap BS. This is Bandai's sort of announcement that real grade is here to stay.
They're taking it serious,
make it legit. Like,
That's
we're gonna do it right.
I love it. I want one. TBH.
Yeah, nuts. Build strength. I'm trying to think of. I don't particularly like the connection between the shield and the arm. That's the one side of it that it's not that it feels bad or that it's like gonna feel like it's gonna fall out, but I think every other part of the kit has set such a high bar for how good it's gonna be that the shield attachment point to the arm just feels kind of almost like not that great compared to the rest. I've had some problems with the shield falling off and stuff with that. So I don't know if it's just the kit that I got or if it's the way I cut the pieces out. But that if I had to fault it for one thing with build strength, I would say the shield attachment point is definitely one.
Okay.
And you'll when you start posing this thing, you'll have to worry. There's so much articulation in the feet. There's so many points at which the feet move that it can be kind of like annoying to try to get it into a pose and have all the the toes pointed down and like the heel pointed down.
Like actually giving it support.
Yeah, like making sure all the parts are like in the right place. But once you do it, it's solid. It's just there's so much, and that's not even a bad thing. It's not a fault of the kit. It's just there's so many points of articulation that it's just a lot to keep track of when you're posing versus almost any other kit that I've ever tried to pose. Like there's so much going on in the feet that it's like a little annoying, but it's awesome once you get it.
Like
there's like heel, there's like the middle of the foot, the toe, and like the whole foot moves around on the ball joint of articulation, and it's a lot to manage when you got two of them. But you can get absolutely insane poses once you get it set.
It looks like spread out right now, but it also feels solid. I have only touched it to move it over here, and it wasn't something I felt like I needed to ask you to do because I didn't want to ruin it before it got here,
right?
And then you'd have to fix it, and then
no, this thing's rock solid though. I mean, it's no problems on build strength. I don't know. I guess I'll give it a 9.
Okay,
I'll give it a 9.
So only because we only get good kits here, we're just
it's only the best,
9s,
the best
10s.
Of the best. I give it a 9 only because it does have a section that is the pre-built inner frame, and I foresee problems coming with that in the future, and the shield attachment point. So it can't be perfect. So I'll give it a 9 for build.
I feel like they might be. Well, I don't know about moving away, but the Ava real grade had nothing like that. Like it was all, and it's obviously like way different frame, different everything. But they didn't try to emulate any.
Yeah, they're
of that
clearly not wanting
choices,
to do that.
And I really haven't done as I mentioned, casuals. I haven't done that many real grades, and so. But I mean,
they're
from
just getting
everything
so good,
I'm hearing, I want this one. So
it's hard to I mean, before the real grades started making this move away from that kind of thing, it was hard to make a case to buy a real grade because it's like spend 10, 15 more bucks, get a master grade, you're gonna have a way better kit. But now it's sort of shifting, I feel like, where it's like people are looking at the real grade announcements from Bandai more than they are master grade announcements. That's kind of a newer thing.
Yeah.
Nobody really paid probably much attention to real grades until Sazabi, New Gundam,
I love that, like, that series. I haven't done it, but I want to do it more because for me, having big, I love the master grades and I love the size and I love the detail, but like at a certain point, I know everybody probably runs into this. You're running out of space to put all your like favorite things, and then
running out of money.
Another one comes out, and there's your new favorite thing. You're running out of money, and these are a little cheaper, and it's cool because you can still get the level of detail that you really want, and the build is fun. It like maybe takes you a little longer, and you can love it more. Yeah. But it's also a little smaller.
More manageable.
Well, maybe not this one if it's about the size of a master grade anyways.
Yeah, because with the whole, master grades is the line of Gundams that got me into the hobby because I wanted that scale Gundam.
Right.
So I only wanted master grades, but then you run into Gundams that are really expensive at a master grade level, like the Verka Sazabi or the Faz. And, Gundams are $80, $100 a pop, and it's like, well, I can't shell out that every time I want a new Gundam.
Especially for like really cool stuff you want, and so you said build strength of 9. Like, what about the articulation? How are we feeling there?
The articulation is phenomenal for the bulkiness of the kit. I mean, you look at this thing, like I said before, you look at it and you're just like, there's no way this thing is going to be able to pose that well.
Right.
Shoulders are bulky. The legs are just the definition of bulk.
That was
Side skirts are all over the place.
Like, maybe it was just one of those that you have to, there's a kit you get, you want to pose it, but you end up like, I have to put this on a stand or else it's never going to look good.
And just never touch it again.
Right.
This is not the case. This thing can get awesome poses. Yes. Just insane articulation. Full bend at the knees and elbows. Only being stopped by the surrounding armor, and which the armor is all over the place in the legs, but you can still get some crazy bends with the legs. Side skirts are just so forgiving and workable. You can do anything in the side skirts. Will just give you all the room in the world to do it.
You're talking about like on the waist?
The waist. Yeah, you can move the side skirts they're all over the place.
Like they're vertical.
They're just awesome. Like, I'm here, I'm out of the way, whatever pose you want. They're just...
I love the back side skirt. Like, every time it comes around, sick. I'm like hypnotized.
Yeah.
Because there's so much going on in that one piece alone.
Yeah.
The inner frame and like the pieces you're putting on top of it go so well together. You see it.
That was one of the longest parts of the build. Was
really?
The back skirt. Yeah, it took so long. I was just like cutting piece after piece. I'm like, God, another layer? Like, what the hell's going on? I just like, kept stacking on top of each other. I was like, oh my God, this thing looks amazing. And it's got articulation, in the side skirt pieces on the side and the back, which kind of open up and reveal more of that sort of inner frame hidden below.
Yeah, well, I guess that's what I was getting at.
Awesome.
Is that piece looks so big and detailed, but even that you can get out of the way, and do what you want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
With it.
Yeah, despite how bulky and huge they are, they get out of the way. They're no problem at all to move those around. The arms are great. The shoulders are really flexible. You can move those up and down, and they're just like totally out of the way.
Right.
The only part of the the torso is great too. Has a great crunch in and out. The only part of the articulation that I absolutely hate on this kit is the head. The head is the worst.
You're gonna hate it.
I strongly dislike it. I love the way the head looks, but I hate the way the head functions. You cannot bend it, or you can't twist it all the way around, or if you do, you're pulling.
Right now, I see like almost a not 90, but
yeah. I mean, he gets a good look side to side.
I guess like because of the I don't know what to even call.
Dimensions.
I don't know helmet term. Yeah, but it's very long, so you're probably not looking up too much.
Yeah,
it's not worried about archers.
Yeah.
Don't listen to me. That was,
and it's 100%. It's just due to like the anime. It's the way that they designed the Sazabi. They wanted that weird looking like flat sort of back of the helmet with. I don't know who designed it.
I mean, I know what it looks like.
Awesome.
I just don't want to like say it. And it seems like it's a common theme with a lot of Xeon.
The bad guys.
Yeah, the baddies. All right, yeah, that's a good one. They're the baddies. So they gotta have the, like some other baddies.
We're not gonna say it. But yeah, the head sucks. It looks awesome.
Let it suck.
It looks awesome. The head is also, when it comes to build strength, probably the flimsiest part of the whole thing. I find the front part where the cockpit goes in, just kind of, the cockpit goes in the head in this one.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of a...
Never knew that.
Yeah, I thought you might not know that.
I was actually going to ask you, because of the scale, where the cockpit is usually in the center,
right,
and you can see it pretty well. I was going to kind of ask you where the cockpit is, and...
it's in the head.
Maybe see if it is so much smaller
just the
because
whole
of
head,
the scale.
Yeah, the whole head just feels flimsy to me. I don't know.
All right, we're writing the head off.
Yeah. Articulation. The backpack gets some good articulation in the back, where the fin funnels are held in those little black sections. Those can move around on ball joints. I guess gas containers in the back. I don't know what those are.
Boosters?
I don't know. Whatever they are, they rotate on a ball joint. Get some.
Let's see if I can figure out what
decent
they
articulation in those.
Yeah.
The wrists have great articulation. The hands overall just have really good articulation. You can hold any of the accessories really well and not have to worry about plastic bumping into plastic. It's pretty much all gonna go exactly like you want it to go. A lot of moving parts on the kit. There's a lot of sections that kind of open up and reveal sort of more of that inner frame on the shoulders. The side skirts on the sides and the back all open up. The panels on the lower legs open up.
I got you.
See that on the sides.
External propellant tanks.
External propellant. Yep. So gas tanks. Yep.
Wow.
Or probably not gas, but
nah, it's gas.
it's
Minovsky particle. Minovsky particles is just
Minovsky.
gas. They just rebranded it,
Yeah.
so like big oil still rules the
Minovsky didn't
future.
invent shit.
Ugh.
But yeah, a ton of moving parts, and actually the color of the red on all the moving parts is a little bit lighter than the red on the parts that don't have moving parts on it, which I thought when I first built the kit, I thought something was wrong with my kit because I was like, this shade of red is not the same shade of red as
like
the other one.
you got like.
But then I noticed like no, all the moving parts like have this sort of slightly lighter shade of red.
That's cool. Nice little
that you'll notice.
note.
Yeah, it's cool. And actually, I've seen a lot of custom builds of Sazabi where like I saw a green one today on Reddit that was like a kind of a darker green, and then all the moving parts had like a lighter shade of green.
Oh yeah,
in the same kind of like homage to the original one. It was really cool.
Or I mean, you could probably even do those with like a color theory wheel. I don't know. Complementary. You could do that with a complementary color.
Exactly.
And, have it probably look great.
Yeah.
Red and gold, or red and
yeah. It was kind of a
green.
A cool approach by Bandai to be like, well, we're not going to do it all in the same shade of red. We're going to change it up a little bit.
That's awesome. Get that out.
Very subtle, but cool.
It feels like what a real grade should be.
Yeah, exactly. Just that little attention to detail.
So what are we gonna do articulation wise out of 10?
Articulation. I'll give it an 8. The head to me is a problem, so I'm gonna dock that a point for the head. The backpack's not great, but I guess it offers some articulation. I'm not going to dock it any points for the legs or arms. That's just due to the armor. That has nothing to do with the way it's designed. But
like the actual kit was designed, and
I mean, this is as good as a Sazabi is going to articulate as possible.
Like they nailed it, making it look right
in the anime. Like this is as good as it's going to get. So I'll give it an 8.
Okay,
yeah,
that sounds awesome. So if you were to do Well, let's well, we kind of talked about how difficult it was. It wasn't. You said it's kind of awesome.
Yeah, I think it's I mean, for real grades, I think this is actually a pretty noob friendly build.
Right.
I don't think there's anything particularly difficult outside of the torso. The torso can kind of mess you up. Just make sure you're pushing pieces together all the way and that you're following it really closely to the instructions. But other than that, I mean, this thing is undergated, so you don't have to worry about a whole lot.
Right.
I mean, you don't have to worry about snipping pieces off at the wrong angle or clipping too much off. Or
yeah, you have a little extra
off.
air room, and you get like a really beautiful product.
Yeah, right out of the box.
Doing.
You don't have to touch this thing with a panel marker or any decals, and it's going to look amazing snipped together. Like, it's just going to look incredible.
Thank you.
Straight out of the box. So yeah, I mean, difficulty level. I would say this is very noob friendly.
Oh,
despite how crazy.
So it's great for you.
It was perfect for me. It was fun.
Awesome. Overall,
my
10.
pea-sized brain had no problem building this. So if I had no problem building it,
look what I started.
Nobody else will.
Out of 10.
I give this kit. Oh God, I want to give it a 10 so bad, but I'm gonna give it a 9. I think the price point is a little high. I think $46 is about what it's going to retail for a real grade is pretty high. But like I said about the head articulation, there's a couple maybe weak points. It still has that pre-built inner frame in the waist with the side skirts. Just for all that, I'll give it a 9. If for a 1/44 size kit, 46 seems like a lot of money to pay for it. So for that, I'm going to give it a 9. But I mean, ultimately, when you buy this kit, it's going to be a 10 out of the box. Like, you're going to love it. You're going to it comes with the awesome decals, the cool sort of real grade foil stickers that you can put all over it, which really capture the light good and kind of bounce off.
There were little gleams that I'm picking up over here of it looks like a chrome.
Yeah.
The color stickers,
and there's so many of those.
It awesome. Looks like very natural. Like
yeah,
it doesn't.
It's not overwhelming.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like somebody went out of their way to not do a little extra work.
Yeah, if there was going to be a difficult part of building the kit, it would just be getting those little foil decals on it.
Yeah, that's always miserable.
Yeah,
it's not fun. I was actually thinking about that on another kit I was just doing, and. Yeah. I think that's why I stopped, and I was almost just gonna go ahead and be like, I'm just not gonna do that, and like finish the build. Yeah, enjoy it. I'm over that.
Yeah. So I'll give it a 9, but I'm telling you guys, if you like the Sazabi at all, if you are into this design, if you like this red, this sort of like dark red over this flat red with awesome bulky articulation, it's a 10 to you. So get it. Again, I'm only giving it a 9 because of the price point. It just seems a little high, but what you get, it's worth it. You get all the accessories. I mean, like I said, amazing accessories, amazing variety. But yeah, we'll give it a 9.
9, right on. 9. I love it. Love it.
Well, this has been another Baby Gundam review. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook.
Again,
YouTube.
We're prepared this time. I wrote it out. we're should be on an Apple Podcast by now.
Should be. Yep.
In an ideal world, and I hope we're doing some extra stuff on there. So if you like the review, definitely go there and check it out.
Yeah, we'll have the entire review plus another segment of us just kind of talking about stuff. So you can skip ahead to that part, or you can listen to the review again. However you want to do it. It's your life.
Wow, it's up to you. Isn't that so nice?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been another Baby Gundam review. We'll give the real great Sazabi a 9 out of 10. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.